Good evening, cult members. Welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is our Doctor Who episode review of the Tsuranga Conundrum.
Yay.
Now, A, I said that correctly. B, really? That's the title of the name? I don't know.
I don't know.
We just got done watching it here in the States on BBC America. I'm struggling back and forth with do I like this episode or was it just a filler episode?
Yeah, wasn't a filler episode. I mean, there were things, right?
Yeah.
Ryan dealing with his daddy issues, so there were things. I would say it's not my favorite episode so far. But it was fine.
It was fine. The last two episodes have been really good. Rosa and the
Arachnids in the UK.
The Arachnids in the UK. Although I wasn't a fan of the actual subject matter of that episode. It was actually a really good episode for a Halloween episode. Now, we've had multiple episodes in the past. Every series has to deal with a spaceship. And it is either a television station or a hospital ship or a whatever ship, a mining vessel, whatever. This one was essentially a Red Cross ship.
Yep.
And something happened. They were on a junk planet looking for something.
So the junk planet reminded me of the planet where they found Sexy.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, is this the maybe same universe? It was a junk universe or whatever, galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had that kind of same feel to it. And then they found a sonic mine.
Right.
And the sonic mine went off. And actually the doctor said, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. And then the sonic mine goes off. And then they wake up in the ambulance, essentially.
Yeah. The ambulance.
ambulance. And then we have an attempt at making the new adipose.
Right.
That's
what
with the pating. And the pating essentially was a alien that didn't need to live in oxygen who ate
everything.
Literally
everything.
Ate matter and everything, but went for energy sources and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the tribble.
Yeah. it's an angry adipose.
Yeah. And although cute, I was just like, I'm not really a fan of.
It's Doctor Who. It's a very Who thing to do.
It was a very Who thing to do. Like we talked about with Ryan, there was discussions with Ryan's, like, I never really got to know my dad, and he left really young, and I've been told I look like him.
No, he looks like his mom.
He looks like his mom. Okay.
Which is maybe why he left, because he loved his mom very much and she died. Yes. And so then looking at his son all the time reminded him of her.
Yeah. So that kind of and mom dying of a heart attack when he was 13. Mm-hmm. So that was more of the stuff that I got out of this episode. For the story arc, other than the Graham Ryan midwife with the guy who was pregnant on the ship. Although funny, they're making it very obvious to do the role reversals on everything so far.
That's true. Yes.
And the role reversal this time was the doctor and Yaz went to go stop the pating, and the boys helped deliver the baby.
Right.
And it was a male pregnant human or whatever. Humanoid or whatever, and all that stuff. So, which is okay. It's just I'm getting a little kind of slapped in the face every time with it now.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's cool. I like the idea of having the role reversals and stuff like that, but just don't slap at my face every time. There needs to be something at least coming up here.
Yeah.
But I think with they're really, it feels like now that they're really leaning into the Ryan's dad thing.
Yeah. Well, I think we said that last time or the time before that obviously that's a thing and it's going to come up, right?
Is he Mr. Pink?
No.
That would be really cool if he's Mr. Pink. It. I don't think it. We've talked about this in the past about they want to not
tie it in,
yeah. But that would be a kind of a very subtle tie-in that only us Whovians.
Dead. He became a Cyberman, didn't he?
Right, but his ancestor was at the last.
It's true.
Outpost and
right,
and then
that's true. So he had to. Something.
Why is it always 4 Nogs?
So yeah, maybe. I don't know. I doubt it, but I kind of feel like we need something. I don't know, like the crack in the universe, the some kind of ongoing thing.
I think there's something there, but I can't just take my finger and point at it and say it's this.
Yeah.
And I think there's something there. This one, the doctor was complaining of stomach pains when she woke up. And she was kept grabbing at her belly like half of the episode.
She said something about her spleen.
Yeah.
Spleen or whatever.
Or something like that. And then it went away. They really kind of didn't deal with it at the end of the episode. Towards the end of the episode and stuff. Yeah. We had an android in this episode. Kind of felt like a throwaway character.
Yeah.
Unless something. Now in Doctor Who Past, we've had a throwaway character that shows up 2 or 3 episodes down the line and becomes a main character. The Ood. The Ood was a throwaway character, and then, halfway through the season, they had a whole Ood storyline.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of an interesting character. What else? The baby was named Avocado after an Earth hero.
Avocado pear.
Yeah. I want to name it after the 2 of you, Avocado Pear.
What?
Yeah, it just this episode, like I enjoyed it, but the last few felt like there was a point to each of the episodes, and this one just kind of felt like it was just its standard play by the book.
Yeah.
ABC.
Yeah. How come every time they're on a ship, it's like that? Like I'm thinking of like when they. The doctor couldn't leave Earth, but it was Peter Capaldi couldn't leave Earth, and so they went to the spaceship out mining the moon or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, they all kind of feel the same.
The last couple of seasons, I always felt like whenever they were on a spaceship, the show got better. Whenever they went into the future, the show was a little. There were better episodes with the stuff in the future, although the more impactful episodes were the ones that went in the past.
Right.
And so this one was in the future, the 67th century.
Yeah.
And I just I enjoyed it. I had fun. I laughed, and I was worried about I wasn't really worried about the doctor, but I was worried about the ship and everything. But I just never got really invested in anything that really happened.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a throwaway episode, because there really hasn't been a throwaway episode in Doctor Who in a while. There's episodes we don't talk about, but there's not throwaway
episodes. The emoji episode.
Yes. But this one just kind of felt like after the last few weeks, the big one was Rosa.
Yeah.
And you have a big impactful episode with Rosa, and then you have a specific episode with the Arachnids in the UK, which is definitely a Halloween episode, but also dealing with American politics and the American president and issues. And then you have this episode, which dealt with nothing. Like fathers, yeah. And that's. I mean, there was a speech about Ryan's dad, and then there was a speech that Ryan gave to the guy who had the baby.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of that feel of fathers. So
when are Graham and Ryan gonna fist bump?
Oh my God! Can we get this fucking out of the way?
This is the burning question. When is Ryan finally going to return Graham's fist bump?
This is episode 4 that they've tried to do that now, and
yeah, well,
at least Ryan smiled this time when Graham put his fist up.
Yeah.
The last couple times it was Ryan's like, I don't do that. And this time Ryan kind of smiled. He's like, no, not yet. So overall,
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, sure. was okay.
Yeah. So we're not. It's not the end of the world. We've had episodes like this in the past where we've just been like, okay, cool, it was a Doctor Who episode, and that was it. And then we just, we skipped this when we rewatched the season.
Maybe.
Probably. All right. That's our thoughts on this episode of the
Tsuranga Conundrum.
There you go. I got it once, and that was all I was going to say. And that's our thoughts. Please tell us what you thought of this episode of Doctor Who. Subscribe to the channel. We do a bunch of Doctor Who stuff on this channel. We also talk about TV, movies, movie reviews, all kinds of stuff like that. Hit the bell for notifications, and also get a hold of us on our social media network. We are on Facebook at PopCultureCult. We're PopCultureCult1 on Instagram, and we're at Pop_Cult1 on Twitter. We're also on the Stardust app. We're going to start doing Stardust reviews on Doctor Who now that we actually know what we're doing.
Okay.
So please download it and follow us first. And until the next time, good night now.